It is 11 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. My name is Lekao Rachidi. You are seeing and hearing a lot of me. And I am going to yet again facilitate the next session. And the next session is about student administration or student assessment and administration. And with me, I've got two colleagues who are going to take you through all that you need to know about your assignments, your examinations, as well as the proctoring tools. And in the chat, which is now currently open, you'll be able also to raise your questions and make comments. Please let us restrict our questions and comments to the presentations that will be made, or limited only to the topic of this session, which is about student administration and assessment. All right, so I did see in the other sessions, some students were posting their cell phone numbers. Please, we urge you not to do so, because your cell phone number is precious to you, I hope, and you do not want it to get into the wrong hands and people start using it for all manner of things. But just to make a small announcement, and I think for the entire week, you've been hearing about hundreds of UNISA support services that we have for you. In the session from 9 to 10 this morning, they have shared with you in that entire hour how you can be able to get hold of the institution for the various various inquiries that you may have with the channels that they have provided. Please do go back and review that recording so that you can also be able to know how and where to direct your questions. And then lastly, all UNISA support services are free of charge. So if anybody ever says and mentions anything to you about paying for anything, please do know that that is not what the university has sanctioned. All our services, the training sessions, the workshops, access to computer labs, the data that you get on a monthly basis, the tutorial classes, the weekly online classes, all of those are free. Okay, so those were just my introductory comments as I welcome let me see my program. My program has got Menyandeni. Yes, Menyandeni is going to take us through the processes as it relates to formative and summative assessments. In other words, your assignments and examinations and all related processes, which is the lifeblood of your academic journey, because without assessments, you may not be able to know how well you are doing. So she's over on the podium, I believe. Menyandeni, if I can give the floor over to you so that you can present what you have prepared for the students. Thank you very much. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, colleagues. Thank you, Chair Dr. Rachidi, for the opportunity to present to our students during this orientation session. And I actually want to welcome our students here, who are our special guests for this particular session. And I hope that they will learn something out of what I'm going to present to them this morning. As Mr. Rachidi has already introduced me, my name is Ms. Maki Nyandeni. I'm from the Directorate Student Assessment and Administration. Our department is responsible for all assessments in UNISA, from formative until summative assessment, meaning that We provide support to the students in as far as assessments are concerned, formative assessment being their assignment and summative being their examination. We assist the student, we support them, and we also give support to our academic department. So we are on both sides of the lecturer as well as the side of the student, providing support and assisting them to successfully have their assessment executed. Just for introduction, students, as you know that assessment is an important part, as Mr. Rachidi has already mentioned, that with assessment, you want to learn and you want to know how far you are and also your knowledge, what have you achieved from the teaching and learning that you receive from the academics. And also you have to be assessed to show that you have achieved the level of competency and required knowledge to pass a module. And also students, to also make you aware that our assessment in UNISA is aligned to the assessment strategy and to the ODEL policy. As you know that we are an ODEL institution, we do learning online, and we support our student as well online, and everything, even a submission, is online. And also our assessment is aligned. We do have an assessment policy and also the assessment procedure manual and other teaching and learning policies. Hence, you find students that often when we have an inquiry about anything concerning your studies, we will refer you to the policies because they are guiding us for governance as well as for fairness, to make sure that we treat you, our special students, fairly, and we do not show any favoritism. So when we come to assessments, we do have the 3 types of assessment that we are executing within the institution. Firstly, we have what we call formative assessment, and that constitute all your assignments. Like now, we are starting with the academic year, and the submission period will soon start, where as students, you will start submitting your assignment, trusting that the minute that you register, you do have access to all the information that you require in order for you to be able to execute your formative assessment successfully. I believe that you did have a session where you were also orientated to our systems of submission, which is on my modules on the Moodle platform. As well as we do have our summative assessment, and that is our examinations, which will come on later in the semester, in May, June. That is where you will be starting to write your examinations. And then as well as we do have a kind of like a new type of assessment, although it has been being executed for a while now, which we call continuous assessment. With my presentation as I continue, I will talk more about this type so that you do understand them. Okay, and then important information on formative assessment. Firstly, students, as an active student, make sure that you understand your qualification first as well as your modules. Know which modules are you registered for this 2024 academic year, of which we do have the first semester from now, and you write your exams May, June, as well as you do have the year modules, which the exams comes later on in October, November. So please, after registration, access the My Admin and My Module site to view important information on assessment, because this will guide your studies within UNISA. Know your assignments as per module. Know if your assignments are mandatory or compulsory or elective. By mandatory, it means that you must do that assessment because it contributes to your year mark. As you understand our systems better, you read your tutorial letters, you will understand that we do have a system where we have a year mark, which is all your assignments, and then you have a final mark, which is your examination. So your tutorial letters will explain everything concerning the module. So if an assignment is mandatory, it means that you have to do it because it contributes to your year mark. If you didn't do that assignment, then you're going to lose out on your year year mark, and who knows, that mark could help you when it comes to the exam and the final mark, that you can be able to pass the module, because that year mark will assist you. So it's very important for you to do your mandatory assignments so that you can be able to get your year mark. But also, I will also talk about your exam admission. Also, sometimes you find that the assignment is compulsory. If it's compulsory, it means that you have to pass that particular assignment. If you didn't pass that assignment, you will fail the whole module, even if you do pass the other assignments. So be sure to understand which ones are mandatory and which ones are compulsory or elective. With the elective assignment, it means that you will have 2 assignments that are carrying the same weight, meaning that you are given these 2 opportunities. The system will take whatever best mark it is out of the 2. It can be 2 or it can be 3, but go on to your tutorial letter to understand more about the electives. And my recommendation is that try and do all your assessments, because it gives you a better edge when it comes to you passing your formative assessment. And then you must know which assignments are important for you to get exam admission. As I said with my previous statement, some assignments are mandatory, compulsory, or elective, but the most important thing is that you need to know what is the criteria for your exam admission. If you go onto your tutorial letter, you will be able to see which method of exam admission is your module, and it differs from module to module. From some module, it will say you have to submit 1 assignment, some will say 2, and some will say that you should get a certain year mark in order for you to get exam admission. So it's very important that you do understand that, so that you are able to do your assignments on time, and that you will get exam admission. Because if you didn't do the important assignment before the time, before the exam admission date, then you will not get exam admission, and you might end up not writing that particular module. So I know sometimes the students initially in the year, when you're still catching up, you tell yourself, no, I'll let this assignment pass, I'll do the next assignment when I'm more prepared. But be aware that by doing that, you might be leading yourself to not getting admission to the examination, and that is not ideal, and that is not what you want. And also, all assessments are submitted online, students, no emailed assessments. If you are struggling to submit your assignment, I do have a mailbox, the Uniflow, where you can send the request, but it should be before the due date, so that you are assisted on the system for you to submit the assignment, because no email assignments will be marked. If you send an email assignment to the lecturer might not see it, because it may even go onto the inbox that is incorrect, and then you may find that you are not, the lecturer doesn't even see it, and it won't be marked, and you will think that you have submitted, meanwhile you haven't. You need to submit online, and then if you are struggling, please contact the university on the contact details that I will give you at the end of my session, so that you are assisted. Also, students, early in your study, when you're doing your module, know the final assessment of your module, whether it is an exam, which is in the timetable, meaning that you will get a timetable and you will sit for a certain period of time to write the exam, or is it what we call out of timetable, meaning that it may be a portfolio, a practical, as well as a project. So be sure to understand that, because that will help you throughout, so that you know, like when the timetable comes, you must be on the lookout for those modules which you know are supposed to be on the timetable. Because if you don't know that information, then you will miss your exam date, and that will be a challenge on your side, because you didn't know that the module is in timetable module. So always consult your tutorial letter to understand the type of exam that you are going to write at the end of the year. Okay, coming to formative assessment, which is your assignment. Usually, you will get the instructions from the module side, as I said, after you register access your module site so that you can be able to see the dates for the assignment. You can also go on My Admin for you to see which due dates are there for your assignment. So the first kind of assignment that you will be required to do as a student will be a normal assignment, which is a file upload, meaning that you will go onto the system, you will get the instructions of your assignment, and then you will go off-site to write your assignment, and then you will be expected to come back on the system and upload your assignment. So that one is what we called assignment. It's a file upload. It's a written assignment. So also they get the instructions properly from your lecturer. Or you may be asked to do a MCQ or what we call a quiz, which a quiz you log onto the system and then you take your multiple choice assignment online. So all the time you have to be logged on and the system will give you the questions that you are supposed to answer on the system. So you log on, and so meaning that when you go for your MCQ, you should have read your content, you should have understood it, so that when you sit there, you write, you will be asked questions and you will be able to answer those questions if you have prepared yourself, meaning that you cannot just go to the system and start doing the quiz, because then along the line you'll find that you are doing guesswork, and guesswork, as we all know, that you won't be able to pass. It's either or. So make sure that when you start your MCQ that you are ready for it, as well as you may be asked to do blogs or what is called discussion forums, where the lecturer will start the discussion by posting a question or a topic for discussion on the module side, and you as a student will be required to respond to that particular discussion. It doesn't matter what discussion it is, based on the content and the curriculum of your module. So you as a student will log there, and then you will be able to respond to say, okay, maybe it's asking you about how you feel about the current status of economy or whatever it is that relates to your module, and that is your assignment. So you need to do it and on the system. And also you will see that for some modules you have external assessments, whereby, like for example, I know for School of Computing EUP 1501, after registration, you are linked to the My IT lab, and as a student, you will get instructions on how you go there, and also you are grouped, and then you will be given the platform and everything to do your assessment. You go there, you do the assessment, and then the external tool will do the marking of the assignment, and then the lecturer, the coordinators know how they will sync that information, your marks, into our system. So you will find that, and then you may find other types of assessment, maybe a workshop, a Teams discussion. It just depends on what is on your tutorial letter. But these, what I've mentioned there, are the normal types of formative assessment that you as a student may be asked to do. And then summative, I did say summative is mostly your examination. You will get a timetable later in the semester after the exam admission, somewhere there. In May, you will get your timetable, and it will show you everything concerning your module, your time, and what invigilation tools are being used. But my colleague will talk to you about that. And then you also have your portfolio. You have your project as well as your practicals. These ones we call out of timetable summative assessments. The instructions on your portfolio, your project, or practical will come on your module site. The lecturer will explain to you what is required, and you will see that the portfolio and the projects and the practicals, you will submit them on my modules platform as an assignment. So you'll find maybe it just says assignment 6 or assignment 7 or 8, but then the system knows that that is your final portfolio or your project, as well as your practical. So the exam timetable one, the modules there, you will do them on the My Exam platform. But don't worry yourself so much about the platforms for now. If you go onto your module site, you will get all the explanations about the the platforms that you will use. And then, as I said, you also have continuous assessment. With continuous assessment, students, it is a specific type of assessment whereby you find that for now, all your assignments are actually formative, meaning that it's all your assignment. And you may be asked to do a file upload, which is a normal file. And also as part of tests, of continuous assessment, you may be asked to do tests, especially the students that are doing engineering. Those ones, they do tests in combination with their formative assessment. And then you may also be asked to do a quiz, as I explained what is a quiz, as well as you may do other types of assessment as continuous assessment. So let me just explain a little bit about continuous assessment, because the assignments, you should know about them, as well as the examination. That one is straightforward. But with continuous assessment, as I said, it is a special type of assessment that we as a university are using more for our modules. Continuous assessment just means that as a student, you are being assessed on a periodic and a systematic way, and you are being evaluated during the process of learning, using various assessment methods throughout the tuition. So it means that with a continuous assessment, you have various assessments as a student that the lecturer will give to you for you to complete and then to submit on the system. So continuous assessment doesn't have a summative assessment like an exam or a portfolio or a practical. It's all your assignments that you are doing throughout the year, that the cumulative percentage of each individual assessment contributes towards your year mark, and your year mark is your final mark. So also with continuous assessment, as I told you about the elective, is that the lecturer will give you a multitude of assessments, maybe 2 or 3 that carry the same weight, and the system will be configured in such a way that these 3 assessments are like the same, but the system will take the best mark out of this. This is done to give you, the student, an opportunity to actually improve on your mark if, let's say, you didn't perform well on your previous assessment. The reason for that is that with a continuous assessment, there is no supplementary exam, meaning that continuous assessment, the lecturer checks you as the student throughout the learning and teaching process to make sure that you master the concept, you understand your work, and you gain knowledge, and assessment is done throughout. So it's not like you do the assignments and then at the end you do the big exam. With continuous assessment, you do your work as you go along, and the lecturer tries to help you so that at the end you will pass the module. So there's no supplementary, because you are given more than one attempt for you to do your assignment. So it's very important, if your module is continuous assessment, that you must constantly be on the system in order for you to do your assessments, get feedback from the lecturer, and improve on whatever assessment that you have done previously. And also the important thing is that with a continuous assessment, try and do all your assignments, because you will find that each and every assignment has a contribution to your year mark. So if there's an assignment that you are not able to do, or you are not doing, you are going to lose that weight of that particular assignment. If your assignment maybe weighs 15% and you didn't do that assignment, it means that now you have lost the 15% already for your year mark, which is your final mark. So try and do all your assignments. Okay, and then as I said, for continuous assessment, the final mark calculated is based on all the submitted assignments and the test. If they are test, what is not submitted will get a 0. And also for, yes, as I said, you may do the test, and the test may be proctored, meaning that this test, they run like a mini exam. So with a test, you sit for a certain period, maybe it's 1 or 2 or 3 hours, and you sit and you write your test, and then the test, you may be proctored for the test, depending on whether the lecturer has asked for it or not, for the test to be proctored or not. And then just like in the exam, when you are writing your test, you are supported in case you are not able to log on the system, or maybe the proctoring tool is giving you issues, then there is support there and there online for you as a student so that you are able to do your test successfully. And then the test will be marked and they will be returned to the students. They are not like an exam, because with the exam, you submit your script, it's marked, but you only get your marks and not the actual script. But with the test, you will get your mark script back because it's treated as formative assessment. I will take questions, students, when I'm done with the presentation. And as I said, the submission platforms are my modules as well as my exams for the test. But that will be clearly communicated to you by your primary lecturer so that you know the platform on which you are going to take your assessment. And then the other thing is that on the system, when you go onto my UNISA, you will be able to see the my modules, the my admin icon. And when you click on my admin icon, the same script that the same screen that I've projected, you will be able to see it. So there you will be able to see all your modules that you are registered for, the type of assessment, and also you will be able to see all your due dates to say when is the assessment due. As you see, for this one, the student is registered for CHE 2612 and the due date is 28 April, and then the second assignment is 29, and then the third is 29 August. And also you can be able to see, okay, this was for 2023. You can be able to see when was the assessment processed, and it will be returned to you. And then you will also be able to see your mark. And when you click on the view, you will be able to see your marked assignment. So it's very important to also get access to this screen on my admin to see all your assessments so that you can even be able to get a print screen of it and print it and plug it where you can be able to see on a daily basis so that you remember your due dates. But also it's very important that you go onto your your module site, my modules, on a daily basis, because the lecturer will send announcements there. So as a student of UNISA, gone are the days where you will register and then forget about teaching and learning, just do your assessment, submit, and then wait for the exam. Now with the online platform, you have the opportunity to interact on a daily basis with the lecturers, and the lecturers also use that platform in order to assist you as a student and to send important information. So you need to make sure that you log on a daily basis in order for you to be up to date with what is happening. So the important information about assignments or tests is that every assignment has a due date and submission time. So if you go on your My Modules platform, you will see the due date as well as the time. Please stick to the time, because once the time passes, the assessment is going to close. And once it is closed, you won't be able to submit. And if you do have a special reason, maybe you were sick, or you had an emergency, or a funeral, or whatever, for the lecturer to be able to extend and to open the system for you, you need to submit documents like a medical certificate, a death certificate, and all that. So it's not a matter of if the date and the time passes, you can call the lecturer or send an email and say, sorry, I missed the time. I didn't see that it was 11 o'clock during the day. I thought it was at night. So with this Moodle system, which is kind of like a new system for us, we do also have a submission time. So don't wait until the last minute to submit your assignment to make sure that it will be taken on the system. So also verify your content before submitting, not after, because once marking has been done, then you won't be able to submit your assignment. So before the due date, make sure that your contents are correct even as you submit. And no resubmission if the first submission has been marked. If it's the due date is not yet close, you can still go back to the system and submit. And please always keep proof of submission after you submit your assessment, because in case there were issues on the system, then you can be able to produce your proof of submission. So, and also on the system, when you go on my modules, the system should say submitted for grading. So if you get that message submitted for grading, then it means that your submission successfully went through. So as a student, you can be able to see your submission on your module side once you submit. And also, a student, as you know that the university wants to uphold the integrity of the qualifications. So things like plagiarism, academic dishonesty, copying from other students or Google, etc., it's not tolerated. And I think you will have a session where you are taught about how these systems work, because the university has a way of identifying if two students submitted the same document, or if you copied from the websites and all that. The university is able to identify that even during the assignment session period, that you will be kind of like taken to task about that, because the university is very intolerant to that behavior by the students. We want our students to learn and to understand, so that even when you go to the industry to work, we are confident that you know your content, that we as the university has done the correct thing of teaching you about what you're supposed to know. So tips on handing formative assessment: register and pay on time. Go to your MyUNISA platform as early as you can to check everything. Start your tutorial letter 101 thoroughly, so that you can know the outcomes, the expectations, and of the assessment. And there you'll also get the exam admission criteria, the weight of your assessment, because all the assessment have got different weights, and you will know maybe if your assessment has a higher weight, maybe of 30%, that you have to put more effort on that assessment, because then it means that if you do well on that assessment, then you will have a good mark for your year mark. And okay, and then plan on your assessments before time. And as I said, I can't emphasize to say that know your due dates and your time, and also always submit before the deadline. If you have any challenges, consult your lecturer, so that he can be able, or she can be able, to explain to you the concepts that you are using. And also continuing with the tips, some assessments use Turnitin. Please ensure that you adhere to the rules. You will be educated giving session on what Turnitin is and how it works. So if your assignment uses Turnitin, you will get information on it, so that you know how to use Turnitin. It's not something that is outside of our system, it's within our systems, and it's easy to use. Don't be scared to say, now that you use Turnitin, maybe it's going to be difficult. No, the university has made it very easy for our students. If Turnitin is to be used, that it's within our systems. And always make sure that you get your marked assignment from MyUNISA. Once you have the assignment has been marked, you will also get a link on your MyLife email address for you to be able to have access to your assignment. Always make sure that you claim your MyLife account, because that is the formal communication within the university. Even when you send an inquiry, we will only respond to it if you are using your MyLife. If you're using your personal emails, you won't get any response from us. And the lecturer will also post feedback on the module side about the particular assessment, so that you will get information on what was expected and prepare yourself better for the examinations. Even for quizzes, you will get the marks after the marking is complete. Remember, the quiz is the one that you do on the system. And then we also do have those contact details for student support. We have our centralized toll-free number, the 0800 number that you can get access to and be able to report your inquiry. You are also being assisted. Students are being assisted even when they're doing their tests, even the exams. Our call center is operational during the time to assist. And also you can send your inquiries to the email assign@unisa.ac.za. And you can also send to examinquiries@unisa.ac.za, and that is for student support. Thank you, colleagues and students, for listening. I will switch off my presentation and hand over to the program director. Thank you, Mr. Rachidi.
Thank you. Thank you. I see students are appreciating your presentation. I think it was very enlightening for students. At least now they would feel a little better prepared for the assessment season as it gets started. While I have you, Menyandeni, you mentioned a few things, and I'm aware I'm eating on the next presentation's time, because my fear is that we might not have a Q&A at the end. But I also must appreciate colleagues that they've been responding to the questions in the chat in the meantime. But I would like you to just, in 1 minute, I've got, I think, 3 things that I would like you to emphasize. You touched on them, but I think it's critical for students to fully understand this. You touched on mandatory assignment, compulsory assignment, and an elective assignment. And I know students heard you, but I would just like you to take 30 seconds and just emphasize what the difference is. Menyandeni?
Thank you, Tetrachidi. Firstly, a mandatory assignment is an assignment that you as a student are required to complete because it is part of your year mark. So a mandatory assignment means that you have to do it come rain or sunshine. You have to do that assignment because it's important and contributes towards your year mark. Compulsory assignment is also a requirement. You have to do it as a student because also come rain or sunshine, it needs to be done. The difference is that with compulsory assignment, as a student, if you fail, let's say the mark that you're supposed to achieve for that assignment is 50% and you get less than 50%, then even if you would have passed your other assignments, you will still fail that assignment because it is compulsory, meaning that the module is embedded into that particular assignment. So it's not very common. It does happen, these compulsory assignments, mostly with engineering modules, whereby they've got what they call GAs, which is graduate attributes. And the accrediting body says that if the student doesn't master the content of this particular assignment, they will not make it for the course. So it is mandatory, but added to that, it's compulsory. And it may determine whether you pass or you fail the module. With elective assignment, it means that you will have 2 or 3 assignments, or even 4 sometimes, that carry the same weight. Maybe the weight of those assignments is 30, 30, 30, 30, 4 of them. And here, the way the assessment plan is structured is such that any 2 or 1, it depends on what the requirement is. You can, if you submit 4 of them and the one that you perform the best will be the one that is taken to contribute towards your year mark. So you may have 2 assessments which carry the same weight, although the content may be not be the same, but it's like twins. So if you pass, you can pass both, but the system will take the best. If you fail one of those, the system will take the one that you have passed. So all of them, in essence, they are mandatory, but they have got different levels. So as students, I recommend that do all your assignments. Then you are covered, whether it's mandatory. If it's compulsory, make sure that you pass that. And if it's elective, make sure that, let's say you didn't do better in the previous one, this one you must excel and get better marks. So basically that is the explanation. Hope that the students understand.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that on their behalf. I think it's much clearer now. Now, Menyandeni and colleagues from DSAA, I'm going to hand over now to Mr. Mulukwani. I saw a number of very interesting questions, some of which include, for example, the issue of written assignments. That can I write an assignment, scan it, upload it? I know you touched on it, but I think students might have missed it. So maybe it's one of the questions you could just elaborate a little bit in the chat. Some other questions relate to when is week one? Week one is the week when you finalized your registration, when you paid your minimum registration fees. You were already able to access your study material at that time. So you are not going to get a timetable that tells you when to do what necessarily in terms of classes and so on. So we're expecting that you will be able to access My UNISA. Your study material is available online, depending on your mode of study material delivery that you have chosen. If it's a courier, it will be delivered to your doorstep. If you chose regional center, you can be able to collect your study material from there. But as I keep saying, in either case, the study material is available. And I saw one of the questions about study material, or prescribed study material, that it is where it says there is no prescribed study material. It just means that there might not be additional textbooks that you may need to purchase. All right, but I think taking away one of the takeaways from this first session is that it is important for you to be friends with your tutorial 101 of each and every module. And secondly, it is important for you to be on the My Module, My UNISA on a daily basis so that you do not miss out on anything. Then the last thing that I want to address is I saw that students were receiving SMSs regarding help with assignments. Mr. Mulukwani is going to tell you about the risk. I did say earlier, if anybody asks you to pay anything, you must know it is not a UNISA related process. And so Mr. Mulukwani is going to take the podium now. Sir, over to you. Students will find out more about issues relating to proctoring, do's and don'ts, consequences, if you like, of not being honest with your assessments. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Program Director. Good morning, students. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the sessions of proctoring tools that UNISA actually applies to the assessment or your qualification. Students must remember that since we moved online, it is critical that we maintain integrity of our qualifications. I believe that most of you have seen stories flying all over the place to say that at such and such a university you can obtain your qualifications by doing this and that. Students, we are a reputable institution and we are ranked at the top level across the world. So we need to maintain our accreditation. We need to also maintain our integrity. Hence, even when we actually conduct assessments online, we do have proctoring tools. My name is Dominic Mulukwani. I'm the one that is going to take you through the proctoring tools that are currently in use at UNISA. The three tools that we use here at UNISA, one of them is the Invigilator app, the other one is Iris, and the third one is Module Proctoring. I know my colleague has actually mentioned Turnitin. We're still finalizing the Turnitin guidelines. We just want to simplify them for our students. It's not a very difficult tool to use, but we need to take you intensively into this Turnitin. So we're currently developing the guidelines that we're going to share with you. I believe that some of you are already with the Turnitin, but we are going to have a special session wherein students will be utilizing Turnitin for their formative assessment. We will take them through that process. But for now, I'm going to take you through the current tools that we are using, which is the Invigilator app, Iris, and the module proctoring. I know you have heard stories that UNISA is using these tools. These tools are not easy. Students, anything else that you put your mind on, you can actually overcome it. Yes, we do have challenges of network, we do have challenges of connectivity and so forth. It is a scenario that's currently happening in South Africa. But I can assure you that all these tools that we are introducing are able to work offline. So even if you've got load shedding, even if you've got load shedding in your area, these tools are able to operate offline. By the time you get your connectivity, then whatever that you will be doing with these tools is being saved on your iCloud, and it will then actually be imported through for us to actually view those results. So as I indicated, we use the Moodle proctoring tool. It is a tool that is built in within Moodle itself. You don't need to do anything else. When you access the site during your summative examination, which will be in May, June, if you are a semester student, or if you are writing a year module, it will be towards the end of the year. So all of you will be linked to Moodle once your registration is finalized, and you will be linked to your different site of the modules that you are doing. So you are able to interact with lecturers, you are able to interact with UNISA on that platform. So you are linked. So the Moodle proctoring tool will only be available to you during your examination period. Even the Invigilator app as well, it will be available when you write your exams, unless otherwise the lecturers have actually said, you know what, we want one of our assignments or to be so that we can familiarize students with this proctoring tools to be used. You will be advised. So the Moodle proctoring tool, as I've indicated, is an inbuilt proctoring tool within Moodle itself. You only require a smart cell phone or a laptop that has got a camera. We also have Iris, which is currently being used. Let's be clear on this. All students who have registered for College of Science, Engineering and Technology are using Iris. No other college is using Iris, only those ones. However, we have realized that some students are registering across colleges. So you need to familiarize yourself with the Iris as well. When Iris is active, it will be recording a video of you, capturing every movement that you are doing. So you'll be required to share your screens. It will be recording any sound from your laptop or your surroundings. Every few seconds, it will take a screenshot of whatever is showing on your computer. There is also the Invigilator. I'm going to take you through all these tools in details now. There is also the Invigilator app. The Invigilator app is used for only file uploads, meaning that if you are writing a take-home exams, not an MCQ, be very clear, a take-home exams. Because what we have noticed, students will come running to say, I want to download or download the Invigilator app. When you look at the modules that they're writing, they are not using, they are not file uploads, but they are take-home exams. So take-home exams, meaning that you are required to download the question paper and write. But if it's not a take-home exam, it's a quiz or an MCQ, you are writing it online. So you don't require to download. So we only use the Invigilator app for downloadable question papers where you are supposed to answer and scan at the end. What it does, it instructs you to take several things when you are actually writing your exams. Once you have scanned the QR code, it will ask you to start your assessment, and it will require you to take pictures of yourself, pictures of what you are writing, and also it can actually show us if students are sitting together in one place. So if you are sitting with your fellow students, we are able to tag your location. However, it is not an offense or a misconduct doing that. It means that maybe where you wanted to sit, you've got better connectivity and so forth. However, it will become problematic if whatever that you are going to submit, we are able to pick up similarities or any kind of misconduct. Students can download the Invigilator app from Google Play Store, Apple iStore, or Huawei Galaxy. You download it from there. With Iris, you install it. I saw a question about where to install it. You install it from Google Chrome extension. Just moving, sorry, I'm trying to move to my next page, sorry. This is the Invigilator app. I'm going to take you through the Invigilator app. The functionality, as I've indicated, it instructs you to take selfies, random microphone checks, photos of your ID. You can, whatever that you are doing during your take-home exams, you are actually going to be prompted by the Invigilator app through various prompts. Because once you have scanned the QR code, it will say that take a photo of yourself, take a photo of this, depending on the settings that you've set. That's what you'll be required to do. And towards the end, you'll also be required to upload your answer script. Whatever you upload on the Invigilator app, please do not upload the question paper. Upload your answer script. Also on my exams, upload your answer script. Make sure that the PDF or the scanned document that you have saved is your answer script. We have had students who are not getting their results as a result of them downloading the question paper and also saving the answer script. And when it comes towards ending time, they are so frustrated or scared, they then upload the incorrect file, which will result in them not receiving their results. Please make sure that before you submit, open that submission so that you can check if it is indeed your answer script. The Invigilator app also says that you must upload on the app. However, if you fail to upload on the app, we encourage you to upload on my exams. Please note, it's very important. Once you are in the Invigilator app and you just experiencing some connectivity challenges and you want to upload your answer script, make sure that you finish your attempt on the Invigilator app. You finish the assessment. Make sure that you finish the assessment. We are not going to penalize you if you don't get any scanned or any of your answer scripts. But we are saying that if you fail to upload on my exam, we can consider the submission that you made on the Invigilator app. Because what we have noted, if you don't finish your assessment on the Invigilator app, the app will flag you as an out of app. There is a functionality called out of app. The functionality called out of app is when you, as a student, when you are writing or during the session, you are using your phone to access different sites on your phone. Each time you do that, you will get a message to say you are out of app. Each time you answer your WhatsApp, you will get a message to say that you are out of app. Each time you answer your SMS, it will say you are out of app. Each time you answer your phone, it will also indicate that you are out of app. So we're encouraging our students that once you have scanned the QR code that will be provided by the lecture in 24 hours before your exam, switch your phone to flight mode. The QR code is available in the first 15 minutes of an exam and the 30 minutes thereafter. If you scan it between this time, it is 45 minutes, but it's 15 minutes before and 30 minutes after. If you scan it after 45 minutes, you will get an error message that says that this exam has started. So you won't be able to be invigilated. And students will say that I scanned it at a later time because I was doing this and that. We have a technical help desk. If you're experiencing challenges when you are scanning the QR code, there's a technical help desk. If those challenges cannot be addressed, it's a WhatsApp number. I will share it towards the end. They then log your inquiry on that as a technical issue. So don't worry. If your phone is not compatible or is experiencing some challenges and the technical issues, you are not phoning them. It's a WhatsApp line and they give you a response immediately. You must not minimize or close your app during a session. Otherwise, as I've indicated, it will flag you as being out of app. Within the app itself, there is also, even if you are using one device, within the app itself, there is an in-app browser that leads you directly to the UNISA LMS, to Moodle. where you can also download your question paper. You are able to do that within the app itself. After you've completed your invigilation, I think I've explained it, that you can actually upload your script to My Exams. You must finalize your upload of your invigilator script within 48 hours. So that meaning that if you fail to finalize your submission on the day of the exams, you will receive a notification to say finalize your submission. Please note that it is not a new submission. It is what was required for you to do during that session, when that session was ongoing. If you fail to upload your assessment within 48 hours, which is 2 days, when you release your marks, you will be deemed to not have used the Invigilator app, which is a transgression according to UNISA rules. This is Iris, as I indicate. Yes,
Mr.
sir?
Mlokwane, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you. Let me just budge in, and I apologize for that. I see that we are 5 minutes away from the end of this session. So what I have done is I have negotiated with colleagues in the next session. They've allowed us 15 more minutes. In other words, this session will end at 12:15. And so I'm asking that in the next 10 or less minutes that we can move towards finalizing the presentation. And I will also get on the sidelines Mr. Rensta Mudiga to indicate how much time he may need. He might just take the last 5 minutes. But if I can just request you, say, to make use of the next 10 minutes to finalize the slides. I see you're not too far away. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Program Director. Thank you for that. I think I'm about to finish. I will utilize it effectively. With IRIS, as I indicated, colleagues, it's for CSET modules. If you are registered with College of Science, Engineering, and Technology, IRIS, you install it from Google Chrome. Once it's installed, you only install it once. Please note that IRIS, you don't use a laptop, a phone. With IRIS, you use a laptop. There are minimum specific requirements that we share with students, but it works with Windows from Windows 7, 8. So it is what it does. What it does is that once you are installed and you open your site to take your exams, it just the camera turns on and you are able to be invigilated. And the good thing about it, we have enhanced it in such a way that you are only using one page. Once you are on IRIS, there's a one pager that will guide you. If you do one step, it will tell you to do another step, just like that. But please don't worry. This information will also be shared with you prior to your commencement of exams or any of your assignments, because we have also created an IRIS practice site. So we encourage you, once you are, as you are a registered student, go to the IRIS practice site. It is there. You don't need to do anything. It is already there. You can actually go out and demonstrate and play around with it, but it is there. As I indicated, it records your audio, video, and computer screen activity for the duration of a test. It will also record sound from your computer microphone. If you are going to tap into Google, we are able to see that. If somebody is assisting you, we can see them in the background. So you are supposed to be focused on this your laptop while you are writing. This, how to install IRIS, I've shared it with the program director. I think he will also post it on the chat, and it will actually take you through the process. These are the requirements that I said: Windows 8, 4 GB hard drive. These are just the recommendations of requirements. But as I indicated, if you are failing to actually go through that, we've got our contact center. We've got specialists who assist you with this process of installing IRIS on your laptop. We are saying that you need connectivity at the start and towards the end of the session. As I indicated, colleagues, once you are connected at the start, it operates offline. And towards the end, it's supposed to actually upload what you have done. So the good thing about IRIS is that once you have finalized your uploaded results, IRIS does not allow you to submit an exam answer script. It will only upload your recordings as well as the audio, nothing else. We don't upload scripts on IRIS. It has never. We don't upload scripts on IRIS, colleagues. All of this, like I said, I've already shared with the program director. He will actually put it on the chat so that you can see the process around IRIS. I think I've gone through that. You only require a laptop or a desktop, built-in microphone, no headset, web camera. Those are the requirements. When you start your assessment, this is how it will guide you. All these colleagues, don't worry about this. This is shared with you on the announcement side by the lecturers. They share with you and they guide you on what to do. We also monitor uploads. Once you can monitor your own uploads. If you have finalized your IRIS recordings, you can monitor your upload. It allows you to manage uploads on the bottom left of the invigilation window. That is when you are using IRIS. There is a new version that we have actually applied here. As I indicated earlier on, that we have enhanced IRIS. But all of this, colleagues, it is within, once you have installed IRIS, it is there on your dashboard of IRIS. You will see it once you have installed IRIS. We do have a student support page that students can actually send through their queries. It is there, invigilation.com, IRIS or support. All of this is on the student guides regarding IRIS. It is shared as well. We also have FAQs, which are your frequently asked questions for different type of devices. We can those you can also find out when we share with you that information. It's already on the student guides as well on IRIS when we actually send it through to students to say that these are the guides that you need to follow. If you experience any problems, technical issues, we are ready to assist you as Directorate Student Assessment. Our number is this one, 47124333, or you can also call the UNISA call center at this number. We do support our students during an exam, colleagues. We do support you. With regard to module proctoring tool, it's a very easy one, this one. As I indicated, you only require a cell phone or a laptop that is camera enabled. Inbuilt proctoring tool within module cell. I saw a query that says, how will I know that my module is proctored? Every exam, once we issue out the timetable, we will determine which modules will be using which tools. And that information is posted on my UNISA. So if you click on your own module that you have been admitted to run an exam, it will either tell you that it will be invigilated through module proctoring, Invigilator app, or IRIS. So if you click on that, it will indicate to you. We also have a mock exams that is prepared by our experienced guys, our trainers, when they prepare students for an exam. So you will also be required to actually attend. This is not the last session for you. When you prepare for your examination, they are going to come through, and we are also going to rope in the Invigilator app people so that they can guide you further on this. So we want to support you all the way, students. What we're appealing to you is that when we set up these sessions, please make sure that you attend. What we have picked up is that students, they don't attend the sessions. They wait for the last minute, then they start panicking. And they also hear stories about these proctoring tools, which are false stories out there that students are spreading. It is not true. Make sure that you prepare yourself and attend all the sessions that we arrange when we take you through proctoring tools. Lastly, colleagues, I want to state categorically now that with the Invigilator app, I've indicated to you that it is used by only as take-home exams for every college at UNISA beside the College of Science, Engineering and Technology. Please note that, colleagues, registration is still ongoing. We're still awaiting the final student figures. Once we receive the final student figures of the students that will be taking part or registered and will be writing modules, we will then actually create licenses for you. So what I'm appealing to is that after this session, don't go and try and register on the app if you are a new student. However, if you are a returning student, it's not a problem. But as a new student, do not do that because we haven't created a license for you as yet. I think, Mr. Lekau, I'll just end up here. I think I'll end up here. And as I indicated, I prefer to actually take students when they approach the exam period on this proctoring tool because it's better for them to remember. And for now, it's just for information sharing so that they know which kind of proctoring tools that we apply for their different kind of modules. I'll pause there, Chair. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Mlokwane, and I think students appreciate to be made aware at this point of what is coming up, what to expect, how they can better prepare themselves, and I think it's a good way for them to start and round off really to a large extent the many sessions that we had planned for the orientation week to include all of these aspects, and as you have rightfully indicated, there will be training sessions that will be dedicated to just proctoring tools as it relates to formative, rather summative examinations. I want to, while you are on the floor, Mr. Mlokwane, one specific matter that I think maybe might just require some level of clarity, provisional timetable. You did say that the examination timetable will be available at a later stage, but do we have a provisional timetable that at least students can look at, or that we're just going to let them wait until we are ready with the final exam timetable, sir?
We don't have any provisional timetable as yet. Our systems currently, like I indicated, the registration are ongoing. Once the numbers are tallied up, the timetable will actually be sent or shared with students towards, I can just guess, towards the end of March. And towards the end of March, after that, that will be a provisional timetable. However, after that, they will actually, remember, they have to be admitted into an exam. The final timetable will be for students who have been admitted to exams. But I'll rather leave it to Mr. Mudika if he's going to come in so that he can clarify this position further. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. I think it's comforting for students because a lot of information by returning students is shared. They are sharing historical information of how things used to happen. So it was just important that you emphasize as you have done there, Mr. Mlokwane. Okay, I'm going to invite Mr. Rensta Mudiga. He's going to take the floor, and in the next 4 minutes, he will address some of the pertinent issues that students need to know about as far as examination processes are concerned. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very, very much, Program Director, Mr. Rachidi. And we are happy that you distinguished guests, our students, you are all here. Let us make this new academic year special with a relentless thirst of knowledge. It is on that I will be taking you through. My name is Rensta Mudira, as alluded already, and I will only be taking you through on some crucial things that are on my presentation. Colleagues, right, I am coming from Directorate Student Assessment and Administration. The first question of timetable, colleagues, be assured that we will be, getting our things in order and creating a timetable before registration. It being our 8th or our 7th examination, online examination, things were a bit difficult in terms of numbers that are required on our systems, but be assured that we'll be going back to our old ways. A timetable, a preliminary timetable will be prepared before registration, just so that is when you are registering, you'll get to know as to when you're going to write your examination. It's something that is still in the garage. We are working on that. Colleagues, we I think some of my colleagues have already spoken about the 3 phases. That is pre, that's where we're doing the timetable, the examination phase, that's where you'll be writing the examination, and the post-examination phase, that's where you'll be doing your purchasing of scripts, remarks, and all that goes with it. All our examinations are scheduled online, colleagues. Important, we're no longer doing venue-based, we're doing everything online, and students with special arrangements must actually apply. Should it be that you're involved in a serious accident 7 days before the actual day of the examination and you are still fit to can write the examination, please feel free to apply. We'll be giving you the contact details for us to be able to meet your needs on that particular time. Mr. Mulukwani have already spoken about the 15 minutes, which is very key, about the QR code, the 30 minutes of uploading, that is right at the end of the examination, and please use it wisely and use it for uploading purposes and nothing else. No email submissions are allowed. We will also be using these 3 types of proctoring tools, colleagues, IE or NB. Should you not be able to use this nor follow the rules to the letter, you should know that your results are going to be withheld. And those that might feel that they've actually used the tools and they were let down by the tools on the day in question, they can appeal the process. Colleagues, if you immediately after getting your results, should you not query anything that has to go with those finalized results within 3 months, you should know that the university will regard those results as being final and then final as such. AgroTet, most of you being an undergraduate, you should know that where your modules supplementary is applicable, you did not apply for an AgroTet, as you'll be given automatic supplementary for the modules, be it you have seated for the examination or you didn't sit for the examination. Always check your tutorial letter 1.1. If it's a portfolio module and it says doesn't have supplementary, you should know that you should not even apply for such because it doesn't exist. But where supplementary is applicable, you'll be granted second opportunity. Right, once you have written your examination, there will also be remarks where you feel that you might have done well and the outcomes are not that what you have envisaged for. Please apply for an AgroTet. We'll also be giving you details to this. And then where you feel that a particular script might have not been marked to the latter, you can purchase your examination script. If we are having any students that are returning, the students that are on their last years could also qualify for FI concession. You being the first years, please, you do not qualify for this. It's not something to be applied for. Please don't even try and do applications for that. These are the contact details that we have for regional students, for exam disability, exams at UNISA, for any inquiries. If you wish to purchase your examination scripts and your remarks, as in when you are not happy with your final mark. Colleagues, let me pause and submit because of time, and then we'll meet when we'll be preparing for the examination. And good luck. You have joined the best. A very good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let us give appreciation to all the 3 presentations. I think they've done an exceptional job of making sure you are fully aware of the summative examinations, the formative assessments, the different types of assessments, and the ways, different ways in which you can be able to get hold of them should there be any challenges or inquiries on your side. Let me mention 2 things rather. On the first day of the orientation week, we had a presentation from DCCD, Directorate Counseling and Career Development. These are the colleagues, in case you missed their session, who can help you to plan your academic year, right? Your semester, and your time management skills, issues of study skills, issues of how to make the most of the available time that you have and to dedicate to your studies. I think they are a very key support service that are found in all the regional centers. So do visit the regional centers so that you can be able to get support. They are also available online. If you go to unisa.ac.za/counseling, they also are able to assist you if you make a booking online. All the details are on their space. Lastly, on the at the regional centers, you also have digital learning advisors. These are colleagues who are qualified to help you with any matter relating to digital activities, or your laptops, setting them up nicely so that you can be able to do a lot of things. If you have challenges with uploading assignments, they've got training sessions that have been scheduled that they can be able to assist you to make sure that from being an online student that we require you to be, that you have all the necessary skills and capacity to be able to succeed in your studies as you begin this journey. Let me pause here and thank you very much for staying with us. We are going to move over to the next session, which is the Student Representative Council. Colleagues are going to respond to some of the remaining inquiries and questions in the chat shortly, and we will meet again in the next session. Please do stay with us. Remember, the last session for the day is about student funding and NSFAS related questions and so on. They will be answered in that session. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet in the next session.